The envelope arrived on a Thursday afternoon, tucked between bills and grocery flyers, with no return address, just her name, handwritten in neat, looping script, Marion Brooks. She nearly threw it away, mistaking it for a belated holiday card, but something in the paper's weight and quiet elegance made her pause. Inside was a single black card, matte with embossed silver letters, "One night only. Orpheus Theater, June 3rd, 8 p.m. Her hands trembled. The Orpheus Theater had burned down in 1989. She'd written the obituary herself, titled, "The Night the Curtain Fell for Good." And yet, here it was, inviting her back to a place that shouldn't exist, for a performance that no one could possibly be staging. Marion hadn't been near the Orpheus in over 30 years. She'd covered its final fire as a young journalist, watched the roof collapse in a shower of ash and embers. That night had marked the end of an era, and of something deeper inside her. Now, as the cab pulled up to where the theater had once stood, her breath caught. The facade was whole, not restored, untouched, as though no time had passed at all. Flickering gas lights glowed warmly over the entrance, and a marquee hung overhead, bearing only the word, "Tonight." No title, no cast, just that one word, glowing like a secret. Inside, the theater was silent. Not empty, but silent, like it was holding its breath. The red velvet seats stretched out in perfect rows, yet Marion saw no one else. She hesitated, then took her place in the center of the third row, seat 11, her old favorite. The moment she sat, the house lights dimmed on their own. The velvet curtain trembled as if stirred by a memory, and then slowly began to rise. No music, no announcement, just the sudden reveal of a stage dressed not for fantasy, but for memory. The stage lights flickered on, and Marion gasped. The set was her childhood home, down to the crooked picture frame above the mantel. A little girl entered stage left, barefoot, with a ribbon in her hair. Marion's breath caught again. That was her, exactly as she remembered. The girl sat on the floor, speaking lines Marion had never said aloud, but had thought 1,000 times. As the girl wept quietly into her small hands, Marion felt her own eyes sting. Somehow, the stage was reflecting not a play, but a memory. Her memory. But who was directing it? The curtain fell abruptly, but the lights didn't rise. Marion remained in darkness, heart pounding, unsure whether to stay or leave. Then she noticed something new. The whisper of footsteps in the aisles, though no one was visible. A hush fell over the room, heavier than silence, and then a single voice, not from the stage, but beside her. "You never forgave yourself." Marion turned, but there was no one in the seat beside her, only her own reflection, faint in the gloss of the wooden armrest. The theater was no longer just a building. It was a confession. The curtain rose again, and now the stage showed a hospital room. Marion instantly knew the scene, her mother's final day. But something was off. In this version, she arrived in time, sat by the bed, whispered goodbye. Marion leaned forward. That never happened. She had missed the moment by minutes, caught in traffic, devastated for years. Yet now, the stage offered her a version where things had gone differently. Was this mercy, illusion, or a choice? A younger version of herself looked up from the bedside and met her gaze across the fourth wall. The stage darkened once more, and Marion held her breath. This time, the scene was a quiet cafe. Not just any cafe. It was where she had last seen her daughter. The table by the window, the half-drunk cup of tea, the scarf forgotten on the chair. On stage, two women argued, one older, one younger. Their words lost behind the theater's strange silence, but their pain unmistakable. Marian watched herself leave the table, just as she had years ago. But the younger woman remained, eyes wet, lips trembling. She hadn't stayed angry, just heartbroken. Marian whispered, "I didn't know." The girl looked up, as if she heard. When the final curtain fell, Marian didn't move. The theater was silent again, but it no longer felt cold. A quiet warmth lingered in the velvet seats and polished wood. The spotlight slowly faded, not into blackness, but into morning. She rose, steadier than before, and walked toward the aisle. One last look back at the stage, now empty, except for a single chair lit from above, her daughter's scarf draped across it. Marian smiled through tears. No one ever staged the play, but it had always been waiting for her. A chance not to rewrite the past, but to sit with it, one last time